I never switched up on the family.
It's Madden NFL 24. And coming up, we'll see Justin Jefferson. It was a nice line for him a week ago, reaching the century mark and scoring a touchdown. It's the Vikings and the Lions, and it's all up next.
And we find ourselves at the stadium that played host to Super Bowl 52, the wondrous U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings. Hi again, everyone. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And Charles, you look at this Vikings ball club, and they've lost 3 straight here, and it goes without saying, I guess, they could certainly use a win.
And how do they get a win? Because they've lost 3 straight, I think it's paramount that they get a fast, clean start to this game.
Meanwhile, for the Lions here, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
A happy Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. No run back here on the opening kickoff as we'll start at the 25. The Lions ready to take over on offense for the first time here, and they've got a rookie at the helm, the 3rd-round pick from Tennessee, Charles, Hendon Hooker.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Here we go, check.
Hooker to throw right away. To the right side, it's caught by Mitchell. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up 2nd down.
Nice rhythm throw there on 1st down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or 2. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Off play action. Here's Hooker. On the move to his left. Spins by. And he'll even avoid the contact in the end as he will finally slide to a halt. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Here's Hooker. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain. A run for the first time with Bijan Robinson. And just a couple yards there down to the 17. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. And remember, the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for 3rd.
Well, I don't want to be a jinx partner and put the whammy on him, but I think we could be looking at all-time damn the ground with the way that he's going. Only a few quarterbacks in this league are capable of a 100-yard game, and he's halfway there just in the 1st quarter. This is a record-setting pace. Hopefully, he can keep it up, and we can have fun watching it.
And the Lions are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1. A stop there on 3rd. They could have held him to 3 on this opening drive. Now they have to bow their necks on 1st and goal.
And if I'm looking at this from the offense's point of view, that's a big-time pickup right there, and I'd go right.
Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions. A great play there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Lions will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Now the return. Here comes Randall Cobb. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Leading them out, the last active player remaining from the 05 draft, and a name that dominates headlines year-round, Aaron Rodgers.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing now is Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The Vikings at 4 and 10 now on the year. They've lost 3 straight here, and it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. So the ball moves into Lion territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. Rodgers now to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. Oh, and that is incomplete. He was trying to find Justin Jefferson there. That'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Lions defense. Well, they've certainly had their struggles against the run at the 30th ranked unit out of 32 teams in the NFL.
And stopping the run, that's been an issue for them all season long. Aren't you glad that you're not coaching the defense right now?
I'm very glad. They said that they've seen it in doses, but very, very small doses.
Yeah, you've got to be consistent. It's down in and down out, being able to play it, understand what you have to get done, and finally stop some people, put them on the ground.
Back to the ground, Cook. So he fought off the tackle, and that effort gives him the first before he's brought down. You were telling me this yesterday. That's exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
They are such a talented team at defending the perimeter and taking away throws to the outside. Great confidence, great skill.
Rodgers again here on 2nd and 10. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another good completion on the drive as the Vikings have a 1st down. Now Cook running right. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Hey, when you get good yardage like that on 1st down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
And it'll be a minimum pickup here as it will take us to the end of the 1st quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here. Here's Cook again. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook with his 6th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings are an extra point away from drawing level. Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Here comes Khalif Raymond from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Back onto the field come the Lions for their second overall drive. And they, if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They're guarding against the upset.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Hooker to throw it. Man open is Robinson. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. St. Brown motioning left. He's going to get it on the jet sweep. And it's a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation for the game. And you probably talked about since training camp. Knock the ball free, take it away from the other team, and now you have that chance. There's a little bit of deflation when they end up recovering it.
They knocked it free, but couldn't take it away.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Now here's a pass on 1st down. It's knocked away and incomplete.
In most pass defenses, the guy playing safety has the ability to roam free and try and go to the football. But when you're in man, you've got to cover just like a guy playing out on the corner. Lock up on the receiver and go to the football. That's exactly what he did, batting that one away.
And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Forced out to, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. DJ Watt got off his spot quickly and got to the quarterback. Jack Fox out to punt here on 4th down. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Now Cobb to return. 35 yards that time on the punt. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. Yeoman's effort on that last drive. 7 carries, got the touchdown as well. And the O-line probably got a little extra oxygen on the sideline in between.
And deservedly so, because they were also calling for him to continue to get the ball because there's a...
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Lee McNeil, what an effort to get in there and drop him. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. From the gun, it's Rodgers. Looking for Campbell downfield. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play. But sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one. Weren't able to do so.
Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And that's caught inside the 35. A big play there, Rodgers to Cobb. And even 50 yards. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
Now, here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. From the 34, they'll come to the line on 2nd and 10. Now Rodgers. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
And this is good. It was running out of gas there at the end, but he winds up getting just enough on it. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Detroit's offense ready to take over. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
Hooker now off play action. Man open, here is Jones. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's another first down as they bite off 23 more on that one. Hooker's going to throw it. Jones goes diving, and he's got it. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Hooker to throw on 1st and 10. Here's a screen for Robinson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Hooker. And it's caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown from 8 yards out. And the Lions will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And they'll get him down inside the 30 up to 27. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers steps away. And this one is incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To throw is Rodgers. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. That's caught inside the 20. And he's in for the touchdown. Final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
Pretty good response. They had given up the touchdown and the lead, but they struck back.
And I love the way that they just saw it happen. Took a quick exhale on the sidelines. So let's go get it back and fast. Let's go ahead and throw the ball downfield and get our own 6 points.
A huge chunk play to regain that lead. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get to it. It was the veteran Dalvin Cook who took center stage in that first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. Final adjustments being made in the locker rooms. We're just about ready for the second half from Minneapolis. And for the call, let's rejoin Brandon and Charles.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. A field goal the difference. 17-14 is the score. Back underway here now in this third quarter. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. Out come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third. This offense set to begin the third quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one. So now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced. Either throw it or run it and try and win this ball game.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and give the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Yeah, he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. Excellent play there on third down. Give him 25 yards. First down, here's the run with Cook. And he'll work this forward for about 3 at second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up.
And Rodgers is going to go down. He's sacked. Aleem McNeil picks up his second sack of the afternoon. Defense went 3-4. They got some push from the inside.
And this is something in a 3-4 you don't normally get, because the nose tackle who got the sack, he's usually responsible or ends up getting double-teamed and sometimes tripped.
Touchdown, Vikings! Harris Campbell, his first touchdown on the year. And the Vikings add 6 to their lead. The extra point splits the uprights, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. No run back here for Raymond. This will be a touchback. So we're going to look at the Lions offense as they get ready for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They go play action. Here's Hooker. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. That one good for 16 as the drive continues. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now with Robinson. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. This complete to Jones. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. It's got to be so tough having the ball in the middle of the field like that, knowing that a linebacker is just waiting to make a big tackle like we just saw.
No doubt about it, because offense coordinators love to call plays to send receivers into the middle of the field. And linebackers, they want to naturally discourage those plays from being called.
And he is going to have the Lions first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
And that one was a lot of fun right there, because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Throw to St. Brown, complete on the left side. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down. Again, it's Hooker looking to throw. And he slides to a halt inside the 10. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
Haven't met a quarterback yet that didn't enter the league with a massive chip on his shoulder if he wasn't a first-round pick. They want to show the league that they made a big mistake. Determined to get the first down there, no hesitation at all to tuck it and go. I bet he would have tried running through their entire defense if it meant reaching that marker.
Give him 2 yards on that one. 2nd and goal now. Throwing. Hooker. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Daniil Hunter able to put an end to that play, and in so doing puts an end to this 3rd quarter. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. 3rd and goal. Keep in mind, very possibly 4-down territory. Now Hooker. And he has his receiver. That's Jones. Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones with career touchdown number 60. And the Lions have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Here comes Cobb. And it's a pretty good return here, so he'll get this up to the 29. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. 55 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the 4th quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done, because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score, but they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play. Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there, and on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing, in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this
as they come up on 1st and 10. They run it again with Cook. And after the good game last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage. That's Aiden Hutchinson. He was determined to blow that play up, and he sure did. If nothing else, they've already taken a couple minutes off the clock here already as they come up 2nd down. Rodgers' throw taken in by Hawkinson here. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. Now a handoff to Chandler. And he's going to get the 1st down as they bring him down at the 23. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They run it with Chandler. And this time not as successful as he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Holding. Offense.
So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you can have in that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
On play action, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. He did an okay job of absorbing the hit, just couldn't secure the football through the catch.
And he was right there on the spot and forced the incompletion. That's something defenders work on all the time. If you're there, make the contact, but continue to work your way through the receiver so that you can't possess the football and turn it into a catch.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. And the Lions are right back in this football game. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Hooker. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Brian Asamoah working his way in to pick up the sack. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down the wire. But they'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Looking to throw. Hooker. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
And it'll come out to the 25 as Raymond will elect not to bring it out. So now the Lions down by 10. A minute 54 on the clock. They're going to need a Christmas miracle to pull this one out as they've got it 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
The nice thing is that you've still got all your timeouts, so the middle of the field, that should still be an option, especially if you see the defenders pinching the sideline. You can run a little seam route right here and pick up some nice yardage.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely 4-down territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the 1st down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Pass taken in by his big tight end. Shedding the tackle, and it gives him some room. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10. Hooker to throw. A short pass here taken in by Laporta. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Throwing here is Hooker. And he's going to be brought down here in the backfield. Here's 2nd down. Here's Hooker. He's going to drop this underneath for Robinson. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. Now Hooker. He's airing it out for Williams. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Andrew Booth picks it off. And the Vikings are going to have the football at their own 1-yard line. We've got to have two hands on the football here as they run on first down. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And he will have a Viking first down, and that should be the one that gets him to the finish line. Now Rodgers going to shift him around. That one looks like he'll throw here. Lets it fly deep for Cobb. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Picked by Emmanuel Mosley. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line. So the holding call on the offense, so they go ahead and decline that one and take possession of the football on the INT. Hooker. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
And now defensively in the 2-minute drill, the big key to me, make sure you understand your assignments, and anytime you get a chance to tackle someone in bounds, get them on the ground.
Back to throw, Hooker. Man open, here is Jones. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out.
And the offense is saying to itself right now, if only they were all this easy, because he was wide open. And once he made the catch, plenty of room to work his way downfield. That was a breakdown on the defensive side of the ball, one that they want to fix immediately.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
A lot of practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
And a smart play there. He's probably saying, I wish I would have done that on the last drive instead of throwing the interception.
This crowd doing all they can. Here's third and goal. Here's Hooker. Wisely will throw that one away. How about the defensive stand here from first and goal? 3 straight incompletion.
Yeah, I think people are wondering why didn't they try and run it at least once in there. But once the first incompletion happened, it's almost like they were committed to throwing the ball from then on out.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So it's a win for the Vikings. And we've said it so many times in the past, but it was Aaron Rodgers, CD, who really led the way.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most. And they're going to come away with the victory.
So for the Vikings, it's a good 5th win for them as they play out the string. And they'll get another home date next week as the Packers will come to town. Meanwhile, for Detroit, this loss really hurts their play.